Hello everyone, and welcome to Geotech Master. Today, we're starting an exciting new series all about selecting the number and locations for in-situ tests, drilling, and sampling. This is a super important part of any geotechnical investigation. If you're an engineer, a student, or just curious about what goes on underground, you're in the right place. Have you ever wondered why it's so important to carefully plan where we dig and test? What happens if we don't? In this video series, we will be answering questions such as: how do we decide how many tests are enough? Where should we place our boreholes or in-situ tests? And what things do we need to consider when planning our site investigations? Believe me, these questions will save you a lot of time and money. Now, before we go into this topic, if you're new here, it's really important to know that this series builds upon the knowledge you gained from our previous course, Geotechnical Investigation Essentials. In that course, we laid the groundwork for understanding subsurface investigations. If you haven't checked it out yet, don't worry. I've added a link in the description below. It's like learning your ABCs before reading a novel. You can check it out later and jump right back in here to continue with this series. Alright, let's get started. When we talk about deciding on the number and location of our tests and boreholes, there are some main factors that we need to consider. These include the objective of the investigation, the specific project features, such as the subsurface conditions, the anticipated uncertainty, and access constraints. These are our key considerations as we design an appropriate investigation program. First of all, our objective is the main driving force behind everything we do. Investigations for design and construction need way more detail than those for just project planning. For example, when we're planning a new road, we need to understand the global picture. But when we're designing a bridge, we need to know all the little details right where that bridge will be built. This is where our investigation planning really kicks in. Think about it. A bridge needs much closer attention than a stretch of roadway. We need more investigation points for structures like bridges and retaining walls compared to roads. The type of project feature guides how much and where we need to explore. The next factor is the subsurface conditions. Imagine you are trying to understand what's underground, and this is like a puzzle. It's so important to understand the type of soil and rock that's present at your location to make sure our construction can be safe and long-lasting. If the ground is variable, we need more data points to capture these changes. Anticipated uncertainty is another key aspect of our project. The more uncertain we are, the more locations we need to test to be sure. In sites with very complicated conditions, We need a lot of data to reduce the uncertainty and to understand the geology better. The more data, the better we know the subsurface. Finally, we've got access constraints. Getting our equipment to the right spot can be a challenge itself. If it's easy to access a site, we can have more tests and therefore more data. But if the location is difficult to reach, or on water, or in a challenging spot, it is likely to be more costly, which might impact the number of tests that we can perform. Fortunately, there are several handy guideline tables for investigation. The table shows us some useful guidelines for different project features. For example, for bridges, we need at least one investigation location per pier, if the pier is less than 30 meters wide, and 2 if it is wider than 30 meters. We also need to consider minimum depths for different project features and subsurface conditions, which we will discuss in our next video. Remember, these tables can guide us on the minimum number and depth of our investigations for various features, such as bridges, retaining walls, roadway cuts, and embankments. Understanding these main factors will help us select the right number of locations and where to test to get the correct information. It's important to have a plan that is both practical and effective. Remember, a well-planned investigation saves us time, money, and potential headaches down the road. So, that is it for this video, an overview of selecting the number and locations for in-situ tests, drilling, and sampling. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What is the most challenging site you've ever investigated? Share your stories in the comments below, and let's learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with a friend who might find it interesting too. And don't forget to subscribe to support our channel so we can continue our journey together. And for those who want to dig even deeper, you can purchase this course where you don't only have the slides of the presentation, but also the mind map of this topic to learn it more quickly and have a handy note. We also include the related resources in the package for your convenience in response to appreciate your support. The links to the course and related videos are in the description below. These are also some references that I have used to prepare this course. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.